High ground.
Immediately skills cold snap. That's the other thing too. Just always want to point out some invokers we have seen at this tournament are skilling the Wex level 1 to get the EMP for the lane. That tells me even more they want to find the battle, and we're ready. I mean, the taunts of course come out from Seb, claiming that high ground. Yeah. And Secret doesn't want to fight. They know that it's too strong.
Absolutely not. No, you don't want to run into OG level 1.
No.
Especially when they've got the heroes they do this game.
So YapzOr also continuing, he's the courier form. He brings his courier out so that he's going to be able to turn back into courier form as well later on, so he can keep using that. That's why you see it pulled out of the base so early. Something we're seeing a lot more players do.
And overall as well, you know, this game, what sort of feeling from the drafts? Like, do you prefer the approach of one of the teams this game?
I've been a bigger fan of speed lately. Yeah. It's just going to have to be speed and few mistakes though, because I've seen very similar drafts like this also from you know, we got to cast that LGD Elephant game where they had that enormous gold lead the entire game, and then one little slip up, the Morphling, and the combo just ends up taking. That one was a Morph and a Willow, which also is incredibly powerful, but Morph and Shaker has similarities.
John Allison Mergia shared your stream.
I mean, it's pretty easy, even. It all depends on how the pace of the game starts going. Because if OG gets ahead, they can dictate pace and play around their low cooldowns. If Secret gets ahead early, then I think it might be a little tough for OG to bring it back. Level 1 Puppey gets gone on from tag team, instant TP, back to the lane.
Sort of eyes, as I say. Both side lanes. I mean, which side lane is the most volatile, do you think? Who's got to be the most careful on this first couple of levels?
I feel like top has crazy potential of kills just because it's the double melee. YapzOr just makes 1 or 2 wrong steps. Same thing for No Tail. There's Jingu skilled right away on the Monkey King too, so that's probably the most volatile for me. Bottom, the Io and Tusk have great kill potential on the AA. However, on the Morphling, I think Matu should be able to hold his own, because once he gets his like level 2, level 3, he's going to have a disengage, and he's also just going to have that incredible attribute shift.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, this top lane, yeah, the fact that you're this Monkey King Shaker against the 2 melees, I guess same could be said for the Mars and the Ursa. A lot of, you know, potential to battle back, but for sure, you're going to see both teams taking early swipes at each other.
Stick is going to be really valuable up there for Zai. He started with it, he's playing versus the Rebuke, even we expect that Earthshock to come out from the Ursa early on too. So they're going to have a lot of mana to work with. And yeah, I'd say Secret, I give them a slight edge in the laning phase with their heroes the way it's set up at the moment.
So far top. Yeah, might have to be careful there, good Fisher. Just going to put a stop to any aggressive chase there from the 2 of OG. Mid lane Nisha having to play a little careful. He's got some regen out on the way, but rather low at the moment in that matchup so far. 8 for 2, 7 for 1. Pretty even here in the mid.
Thompson's gone just straight for damage. Doesn't finish up the null, just finished up a Robe of the Magi. I feel like he might go something like a drum. We've been seeing it from him quite a lot this tournament, and when he has the IO, and it's all about pace, I think that's something he might be thinking about.
Oh, and there we have it, actually, bottom lane. Seb, he's the one to get first blood. Is he actually going to get Saxa out as well? He is. The heals are enough. Saxa doesn't even go down, as we see action on both side lanes, pretty much kicking off at the same time. But, of course, OG, they were the ones to get the kill first.
Bit of a slip up there. I think Matu missed the waveform onto Saxa to get that trade kill. And as we said, Puppey, he's the one who's going to have to eat the brunt of the force most of the time from this tag team. He is securing the farm for Matu, but he's going to die most likely a lot of the times he does go down there.
Matu definitely having to be careful, but so far the first wave, even though losing the support by his side, free farm for the Morph down here, 14 for 5.
And Sumail struggling since he's got that double melee versus the Monkey King who's holding skill point too. YapzOr may be deciding if he has another opportunity to...
Just get pushed back by the spear there, won't latch, they'll have the Fisher out. Sumail and No Tail, they want to try and get YapzOr. Sumail looking to close in, but the barrel strikes up, YapzOr turns into the tree, they take down No Tail, now he's going to look over towards Sumail, they've got him stunned. Oh, Sumail does get the kill, can Zai get him in return? He can't. Sumail's got the boots, the movement speed, he'll make it away. So trade up there on the top lane, but of course Sumail may survive, but he's left in pretty bad shape there after that bruise up, and still struggling to come to the lane for CS, struggling the most out of all the cores here in the early game, Sumail.
And Zai's always got mana to work with. That's what we're mentioning. These stick charges, he's always got a fissure, he's always got enchant totems. It's a tough one for Sumail.
And YapzOr may have died, but of course able to head over towards the mid. Get Nisha topped up and well.
That's where those deaths are kind of valuable. When you have bottle mids, you can always fill them up. Unlike for the Invoker, they can't fill up Thompson's. Because he doesn't have one, obviously.
I mean, What? Ooh.
Okay.
We have to control the water in here. What can they do about this top lane, OG? Can they make any sort of alterations to get this better for Sumail, or do they just have to tank this really rough start for the Ursa?
I think they have to tank it as bottom. Puppey getting gun on.
Let's see if they can take it this time down. The damage from the tag team, it's enough here, Seb. Last hit comes in from the Iowa. Seb certainly off to a hot start indeed. I mean, maybe it will taxa. No, Matu's got to be cautious.
He's very low.
Seb just sort of beating back into him, stopping Matu from being able to get in and get the trade kill. Sinisha attempt to get aggressive mid with the chains.
Thompson, he's got some creeps on him too. Said low on, he doesn't have enough mana.
Very fire. I'll keep him topped up. Thompson's still alive for now. Nisha, can he still get in this? 11 of a slight chains in about 8 seconds. Thompson's still hanging around. In fact, he's got a stuck, but he has enough to get into the Ghost Walk. Thompson will stay alive.
Whew, really pushing the limit there, though.
Yeah, he
reveals himself.
Oh, Nisha's going to want to dive back in. He's got the slight chains. Thompson, I mean, the flame guard up. Nisha's going to have the damage. Thompson there making a bit of a mistake, getting greedy, trying to reveal himself to keep hitting the creeps, but he had no regen and no chance against Nisha with the second round of spells on the abilities of the Ember.
And Nisha's able, after the kill, walks into the enemy high ground on the triangle and also gets himself a bounty. So that's very fortunate for him. And yeah, big mistake there from Thompson.
I mean, it's, yeah, so far, just a 1k lead, but you saw it there in the CS. All 3 of Secret's cores across the board, getting solid farm in the lanes, whereas OG, they're having a bit of a slower time in the mid and that top lane.
And Secret's the one who, as we were mentioning, you know, later game scaling is really good. You see this Morphling having a way better start than the Ursa. It's definitely some concern. So I think Saksa, he's going to have to be the one that we look at to kind of fix these lanes up for the team. Seb's done pretty damn good, but he's going to have to especially help out Sumail up top.
Absolutely. We've got to see big moves from Saksa.
Yeah. It's only level 3, too. It's not like he has this insane type of level advantage where you see some of these 4 positions have. Yapzor is actually level 4 before Saksa hits it, so a little bit harder to make all those aggressive moves when you don't have all 3 of your early abilities, like the snowball, especially versus something like Earthshaker and Monkey King. Snowball, very useful.
Jesse Jemmer Gia shared your stream.
Yeah, take that away from Nisha. Just looking for the bottle refill.
Yeah, just not slowing down Matumba, man. A definite concern.
Sumail's starting to get a bit more space. The pressure's definitely begun to lessen a little bit top, with Yapzor making those movements over towards the mid, so a bit of breathing room for the Ursa here.
Only for a second or so, because Zai is going to hit 6 really soon. Looking to make the move, Matu.
I'm going to try and go on Matu. Not quite enough damage there to stop him from shifting. Still have to chase down with the tag team. It's not enough. He's got the strength built up. Matu will be able to walk away.
Zai likely to be 6 after this lane, and that's where Sumail's going to have a lot of difficulty, as he's still not level 6 on the Ursa.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
He's double melees up there.
The walk in for a potential slam could be deadly.
Does have his treads picked up, so he's a little bit tankier once he's got them on strength.
On No Tail, just struggling to sort of trade with Yapzor. Spears off the mark. TP's coming in here for OG. Thompson, he's in with the backup. He's come to try and rectify this top lane for OG. Catch onto Yapzor. He'll set up for a kill between the 3 of them, and this very much needed. OG, they've got to try and get this top lane in a better condition.
And he's got the urn picked up at a perfect time, so he can make that move, and immediately he does queue up the drum. As expected, you know, we've seen him do it a couple of times now, especially when they have the IO lineup, and as we said, OG, the slow start is here, but the pace of the game is going to get picked up incredibly fast.
Yes, you know, you sort of blink and you miss it sometimes with the speed that OG sort of goes from 0 to 100. So it could absolutely still happen here in this early game. Still early days. 7 minutes in, 3 to 4. Less than 1k lead at the moment for Secret. There's still absolutely potential for OG to just explode in these early moments.
Yapzor making the move down bottom. They see him with the wards, but he's here already.
Yeah, they get the good Primal Spring jumping onto the 2 of them. Nice snowball off to the side. Saksa able to separate them a little bit, but now see if they get into Matumba man, turn into the touch there to use the snowball against OG. Closes in on Seb, gets the kill, and Yapzor might not be done. He's got another spring in a few seconds. Does he want to go up into the triangle? He does. He's keeping his eyes on Saksa. Not quite land with the slow though, and Saksa will manage to make it back to the safety of his tower with that. But still, as to Seb, the off-lane IO taken out of the lane here.
More space for Matu to heal back up to full from the Morbid Mask. Zai playing careful top, level 7 already. Very close to his blink tag already, 800 off with the treads. Sumail's just had to leave the lane. I don't think he wants to be up there anyway, and they need to start getting better levels on the 2 supports for the side of OG. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to do that run-at strategy that they want to do in the next few moments.
And Yap's already been quite the nuisance for OG
really
here, just sort of jumping around with the vision he's giving. And OG, at least with the two of them, Saxer and Seb, struggling to really get their hands on this Monkey King in the trees, pouncing around.
Seb already has Holy Locket done, so that's what we were talking about, where you get these items so much faster as this offlane. Gonna be able to make some nice aggressive moves, but they're on him.
He's gonna try and go, but a quick tether over to Saxer will break the distance.
He's too fast.
Doesn't even want to commit further there. Yapsel knows, even with the boundless strike, they just don't quite have the damage, even with the three of them, to blow up Seb whilst he has Saxer by his side.
Not quite yet. Puppey still only level 5. I thought they were gonna actually move the Morphling out of the lane and then send the AA bottom to get that 6 early on to deter OG from going that run at you, since once they have AA6 also, you know, Holy Locket is online for IO, but that's going to be counteracted quite heavily when Puppey does get 6.
Absolutely, yeah. If he can land these blasts, it will be a complete thorn in the side here for the way that OG want to fight in that mid game.
And they have setup, right? They have Shaker Fissure, they have Chains, they have Monkey King Bound the Strike, a lot of different ways for them to set up that blast. That's 10 minutes.
Looking over towards Nisha, but is he going to be able to set up anything on them? No, doesn't want to try. Thompson, just get the initial grab here. Nice EMP. Oh, he was waiting for it. Samael, he was ready. Samael, if he gets this, it's going to be a lovely for the Bears. Samael set up in perfect position. You know, he's had a bit of a sad time in the jungle, but he's able to head over to the mid lane, get a kill on Nisha. Top lane as well, OG. They turn over towards side. Have a little bit of a weight there to really amp up that final blow there that Notel lifted to Zai.
Zai used Echo up there too, and they were able to sustain up from the IOTP. Then now it's going to be on cooldown for a very long time, which is going to be a signal to OG.
Yeah, I mean, this is
to run.
Look at Samael now. We saw how rough of a start he had. He's second highest in the net worth there, getting that pick up from that huge kill on Nisha in the mid.
And they're pressuring bottom now with the 5 position Mars with the IO. Matu's had to leave the lane.
You can feel it, that the pressure, it's building up from OG. It really is. Thompson getting deep in the jungle, looking for Puppey. Has his mana gone? Has he got enough damage on his zone? And is the Erdman ticking out? Backup comes in. He gets the kill, Thompson, but it looks like he's probably going to die for this, as he's trying to escape them, but there is no running from Zai, Nisha, and Yapsor. So he gets in, he gets a kill, but maybe a little too deep that time from Thompson.
He did force 4 heroes there, though.
I guess that's space.
Space for IO to get the finished farm bottom, Tuss to get the levels top, Ursa to get more farm too. So at the end of the day, it's a Thompson move. Because that's what he likes to do. Sacrifice himself for the greater good. Zai does have a Blink Dagger finished up, though, off of that kill. So there is going to be some responses that come out from Secret after they get those kills. Also, a Maelstrom finished up on the Ember, so Secret does have a bit of a timing where they can fight back. That's the one thing, is we were talking about how OG is looking to set tempo constantly with this fast-paced draft, but it's not like Secret isn't going to be able to fight back with their heroes.
Absolutely not. Yeah, Secret, they'll certainly be ready to have a shot back at them. Let's see if they can set up to sort of make a jump and a good reveal with that Blink Dagger on Zai's Shaker. Smoke up already. In fact, from Yapsor and Nisha, they're leading the way up top. It's just Saxer up here at the moment, soaking up some XP around the tower. Matu starting to take the tower. They'll dive in straight away. Set up there with the chains, in with the remnant. TP's coming in. It's actually going to continue. Thompson, he does want to try and look for the counterplay. Rugo's command is down. Jump off the side. Nisha is able to break away with that last bit of mana. Ice Blast comes crashing straight over the set. Headshot there from Puppey. As he lands it on the IO, no healing for Seb. Seb's out. Thompson trying to run, but the sentries, there are plenty here from Secret as they lay them both down. Thompson, he's got the move speed though to get out of the range, so Thompson will sneak away. But a big hit there from Secret up on the top lane, and that's the move you said. They knew that OG, despite losing Saxer at the start, OG's the kind of team that will turn up and try and fight around that tier 1. Secret, they were prepared completely for that.
And look at the pace. They're smoking again instantly though. The smoke's going to break.
It is. They know they're in the pit. Puppey's going to know exactly what's going on, surely. Smoke dispels, he checks it out. This is risky from Samael and Saxer. They've got to run. He's in! Catches the 2 and then jump over the road and boundless strike follow on. They're both dead!
And it's half HP. They might consider even going for it themselves if they get some more follow-up kills.
He's ready to chase up to the high ground. Thompson and Seb will be able to hold them back. Quick slide from Nisha keeps them low, but Seb will heal the 2 of them up. But as you say, Roshan, it's in a bit of a juicy position here for Secret. It's still not too easy for them to really go for it though.
Yeah. Big hit though. Nisha with some really nice individual plays there, dodging out the EMP, dodging out the Mars ult, and everything around that tower, setting them up now for a 2K lead, and still looking to respond.
Trying to set things up there, No-Tail. Quick poke stops Matty from being able to lead in.
That hurts OG quite a lot.
I mean, it was a risky play there, trying for that Roche. A very, very risky move. Does not pay off. Secret shut it down.
And they weren't even looking for the Roche. They were just smoking to move across the map, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, look at that. So very fortunate for the side of Team Secret, having a haster now on the Ember Spirit. Zai, as we mentioned, Echo Slam still on cooldown, but they've responded in great force versus the aggression of OG. Even though the relocating the numbers are attempted to be there from OG, Secret was ready. And as you mentioned, the snipe, of course. Puppey getting that big AA blast on the IO. That's going to be the crucial
He's going to do it every time, yeah.
This IO, if you look at 20 Holy Locket plus mech, he's going to be able to like full heal anybody they do go on, unless that AA blast does come over.
Absolutely. Puppey getting that hit in. I see OG. I think they pretty much have the defusal done on Samael, so yeah, it's just a few hundred gold off it. Any sort of other items at this stage that each team is waiting upon to have their sort of next power spike?
I don't think so at all. I think that just Secret is extremely happy with this pace of the game right now. Morphling, like Matu's just getting to free farm while they're also still defending towers. I think OG just needs to keep looking to make these plays. I think if they sit back and look to wait for something, the game's going to quickly fall out of their favor.
I mean, well, yeah, as you say, you're seeing more for the top net worth here, and if that's happening, Secret's happy.
Yeah, they've got defusal now. They got a medallion also on the Invoker. This is another go time. Smoke up, look for a play immediately with this.
There we go, in immediately from OG, Seb. Samael and No-Tail. Seb, of course, ready to take Samael in with a relocate if No-Tail finds a solid setup for the arena.
They have to start finding these big kills. Slow down the Morphling, slow down the Ember Spirit. Still difficult, though.
Okay. Go for the D ward here, so Secret will be aware that they're coming in from the side. Secret grouping up here in preparation for some sort of jump from OG.
That's the one thing that's here, especially if they got a high ground advantage. They have those humongous team fight ultimates in comparison. Only a lot more limited because it's a 5-position Mars, so to walk his way in to try to place his arena.
Nice move there for Zaxxon, moving himself and all the illusions independently there. So we'll be able to jump out there away from the Fisher, but I mean they really want to try and get this for Samael, but again it's just such a risk when Secret's all up at the moment. As you say, Secret, they're more than happy to jump in for the fight. I don't know if you're ever going to be able to get Roshan like this if you're OG.
But they have to. That's the lineup. They need to get that Roshan advantage for the Ursa. That's why you see both teams just heavily emphasizing in the area. But yeah,
Secret's not going to let them.
Secret's got this Ice Vortex, 40 man. I mean, Puppey can pretty much infinitely throw it in there to get the scout if he's in the area.
It's very hard for OG to find. They need to get some sort of action first.
Showing the IO top, Seb. So have to be a bit careful of his positioning. He's split away from the Ursa too, so that means the relocate play is not going to be available for OG to get the numbers. So Secret, they're looking to catch him. When he's split away.
If they can get the setup a little too deep here, TP immediately comes in from Zaxxon. Rest of OG stunning the head up as well. So Secret, they won't dive any further. Yeah, as long as Secret can sort of keep the pressure on, keep OG distracted and away from Matu, they're only going to be able to increase that lead that Matu has. Already about 1K ahead of the farmer Samael. Matu much more happier to just spend time hitting the creeps. He is going to step at OG, they're right on the shadow here. And Matu knows. He's keeping it cautious, keeping it cool, and making sure that OG can't get the jump on it.
He's going to have his Manta done any second now. And then he's going to go straight for that Aghanims afterwards, as we expect with that Earthshaker combo. And as we've seen to expect and come to expect from Topson when he's playing this Invoker, he sometimes does go for this more buff-up strategy, just the Alacrity plus that Solar Crest to make his Ursa, or whichever edge carry that much stronger.
Absolutely, just give Samael the best game he can possibly give him.
Yep. No-Tail sneaking in, but he's under vision.
I'm going to start things on him. He'll put the arena, but a quick jump for Nisha. Dodges the spear. Backup's coming in from the side. Thompson buffed up by Seb as they look to lead in. Zaxxon, he's caught Zai as well at the top left to stop Zai from being able to get the jump in. The MP down, Zai's out of mana. Seb caught by the chains, hit by the blast as Seb goes down.
Nisha, time and time again this game, dodging the spears, dodging the Mars ult. dodging the EMP is just being a rightful nuisance for OG.
A good read from Saxa, though. That fight could definitely have gone a whole lot worse for OG.
Yeah.
Saxa just making sure that he can find Zai's Shaker at every possibility.
Zai's resetting though, going back to base, healing up, and he's still got Echo Slam. They didn't have to commit anything big on the side of Secret. AA Blast still cooldown for 30 though.
He's still trying to fight into it. See Saxa and Thompson coming up the high base. He's going to jump start the fight straight away. They both go snowball over from Saxa. Gets the time for Thompson to reset. Matu, wait for it. Trapped in the shots. He'll get taken down. Ruko Tobai comes down. Nisha with a newly picked up BKB. He's ready to brawl. Rocks down Saxa. Turns over towards Samel. Samel trying to put the erase to get out of there. OG, have they got any backup for Samel? Sends back out with a relocate. Samel now without the ult, he's in trouble. Matu turns into the touch, uses the shot, but Smel's able to earn shot out of there. Yapso up into the sky. They got him down. They got him down for the tree. Spear comes out. Ice block. Balance strike straight on the Thompson. But Thompson, he's still trying to turn and fight. He can't survive for it all. He'll go down. Motel over to Yapso. Samel. He's on top of Puppey. Puppey to fall. They found the number. OG will come out on top of this fight.
Right next to Roche as well.
This is what they were looking for. A huge fight for OG, sets up the Roshan with 3 still dead on Secret. There's no stopping OG from taking this.
And Thompson ate the brunt of the force, but the AA Blast, as we mentioned, it's gotten nerfed so many times in the past, was still on cooldown for a good 20 seconds when they initially jumped Thompson. The heals come out, and then they're able to pretty decently turn the fight. Matu's still alive, though, does get a kill on No-Till, while the Roche is claimed by Sumail. But a solid fight for OG.
It really was.
When it's a BKB reveal on Nisha, and the Wukong's command was there layered from the whole fight.
I mean, it looked like it was going to fall apart for OG as well. You see this chase. Matu was a cool moves here as the Tusk, trying to control Samel, but he couldn't. Good control as well, taking Yapso out of the trees, stopping that spring jump ball, which would have allowed them to kill Thompson off much quicker.
That spear was huge.
As OG, that was exactly the fight they needed here to begin to get that momentum, that sort of power back under their wings.
And look at this, Sumail is going to go straight for that Aghanims build on the earth, so just more survivability. He's going to be able to constantly be that rightful nuisance inside the fights, stick on targets. Again, no bottom.
Oh, goodbye Thompson. Down along the zone. I mean, Seb,
reload.
He might be in trouble as well.
Boy.
Did try and come in to help out. He's pretty tanky, not tanky enough to deal with Forest Secret beating him down. They got to get out of there, the rest of OG. No fights he had. Has a bit of a slip up, and Seb getting baited into it as well.
Got it.
Can't make too many of those mistakes. Even though you've got this Aegis and all that, you know, you've got this quick pace lineup. You don't want this game to drag on. You don't want to allow this Morphling to finish up and farm that Aghanims, which he is going to get eventually in this game. He's already got one component. So they've got the blink now on No. So just keep going. That's the one thing, is they have to still look to keep making these plays, even if they do lose Thompson every now and then. It's just what they have to do with their draft. Otherwise, as we say, they will get outscaled.
Well, let's see how much they can get done with this Aegis.
See how much they can get done.
Blink. 3 minutes to really push the issue here for OG.
See what No-Tail finds with his blink review.
Set up mid. He's trying to look for the jump. He's in with the counterplay. Comes in with the arena. But is there actually any backup? I don't know if there is. No-Tail just ends up dying immediately after he looks to initiate. Yapso and Zai, they are low. Saxa, he's got the catch straight over to one side. Zip fall from Matu. Matu's ready to turn and fight back. Another kill there for Zai. Zai will survive. James locking down the two of them, but Seb comes in the heel. Tosses back up to full HP. You got the move from Kamal coming out, but he did put it on some. Matu focused out by Samel. They're ready to try for more. Yapso pouncing off to the side. The calls now. Nisha, he's in trouble. He's trying to remnant out of it. Will have enough mana to jump over to the side. They're looking to hunt him down. They know he's gone south. They're checking out the high ground with the sun strike. Samel closes the gap again. Yapso with the balance for the trees, holds back the bear.
Dominating! I doubt you'll kill me. Mega kill! Double kill!
Puppey also now Zai.
I mean, underneath the tower, it's a little deep here for OG. Jump forward, see Samel. And get Zai here, he's got the heel of Seb. Samel actually going to live. He's actually going to live here. Triple kick, they might get the Yapso as well. He's been caught off the trees. Another. Samel with the ultra kill. Getting it done here. OG turn it up. They look for the fight with the Aegis. They've still got that Aegis ready for another round. Samel getting some huge kills there. Nearly level 18. And now we can look to start working on that BKB.
Look at the damage he was able to do in the fight. It looked a little weird because No-Tail starts the fight and they didn't have the backup initially, but in the midst of the fight, don't know if everybody saw it on the side of the cameras, the Io Spirits clipped the Shaker. Zai actually echoed the floor when they were trying to make the big go onto Ursa. Either way though, there was still an Aegis, they were still getting all the full heal. OG getting this big ramp up going for them, and I do believe Secret needs to be a little bit more careful with their ice blasts. They just throw it onto Thompson every single time, but it's got a 60-second cooldown. There's likely only one going to be in every single one of these team fights. They have to prioritize it on the big heals, as we've seen Seb now just chunk up his teammates with that. And Thompson is the sacrifice.
There we go. OG slowing down, of course, from this squad.
Nope.
1-5 finishes, they're already thinking about how they're going to start it. Jump onto Matu
right away.
Got the cold snap, good Fisher from Zai, holds back the three, wait for Matt, the snowball's going to be there to chase up with the high ground. Samel, he still wants to go, he's still going in, he's diving in onto Matu, the switch build up, Samel takes him down. Back to the low ground, Nisha managed to get out of the back lines, kills off Notel with the BKB looking to commit, kills off Thompson as well. Samel, still 40 seconds on the Aegis, yaps off the tree line, lines up onto the two, Saxa, buying time with the snowball. He's going to be earning pretty deep here, Saxa, but Samel, meanwhile, finding Zai underneath the tier 2, and Saxa, he's also going to be able to walk out of it.
He's got his blink now. Oh boy, OG really starting to find their footing, and with the blink too, now there's more ways to save his teammates from combo plays. With Aghanims on Ursa, how are they going to combo Sumail down?
Yeah, they are struggling.
The enrage every single time when he's getting gone on. This is going to be a bit of a problem because they don't have any forms of silence at all on their team. So Enrage, of course, could be able to get popped whenever you are stunned up because of that Ags. This is problematic for Secret.
He's
such a big Ursa.
He really is. He played it so cool in the early game. That's that pent-up rage from suffering in that sort of laning phase where he couldn't hit the CS. It's coming out now for Sumail.
Level 20 already at this point, and he's not letting Matu have a fun time in the fights. Even though Matu did have such a good time in the early game, the Ursa just staking on him. The defusal is a problem.
Yeah, Matu has to run every time. He cannot fight back against this Ursa. Thompson. He's not going to be able to get the catch. Nisha is prepared for this.
Didn't get to touch on this either. If we look at Yapzor, he's going for a very... We've seen a couple times the Atoses into Gleipnirs. I think we saw a couple Orchid rushes, I think on Crit as this 4 position. He's going for the late game. He's going for the Scotty. He's going to be able to apply it to everybody. The slow, the reduced healing as well from the IO2 in the team fights. So as it progresses, as we mentioned, Secret's going to be strong, but...
Saxa's going to find him. Puppey's got a fair bit of damage as well. Saxa, we got to stop the cold V here with a snowball. Thompson, he'll be able to put a stop to the TP. No escape for Puppey.
Secret's trying to, I think, slow down a little bit here and get those items finished up, in particular the Ags on Morphling as well. It's very close to it.
And as you were saying, not far off the Scotty, just about 1,000.
It's pretty close. Seb now has his own BKB, so it's gonna be tough to focus fire him anyway. If they can get the AA blast coverage, if they can get a stun initially on him, then it'll work. But if he gets the BKB off pre-initiations, then it's probably gonna be really hard for Secret to bring down the main focus targets that he's tethered to.
I mean, for OG, is it sort of waiting for the next rush? Do they need to go before, or can they afford to sort of wait, get that Aegis, and then look to make the move again?
No, I think just keep looking for fights. If they run into you, you look for the battle. You've got so many ways to protect your cores. Sumail likely won't die no matter what happens because they can't initiate on him cleaning now because of that Ags that he went for. I really like the pickup this time around that he went for it, since there is no silence that he has to worry about. Always can get your range off, always can allow your IO and your teammates to come back you up.
Got their eyes on Notel bottom.
Cool. Bit patient for him. And there's the Axe. So Matu, only level 17, so not quite that permanent uptime that we always talk about from level 18 plus that morph timing, or he will always be in Shaker form.
I love a little pickup as well for Sumail, getting the Mind Breaker. Yep. Can be a great one.
Also, I didn't point this one out, but Zai got the Fake Grenade on the Shaker at 17 minutes. So now we have a lot of potential for some massive burst damage that's coming up from their sides from double, triple totems and whatnot. But OG, as we said, not slowing down.
Absolutely. As soon as someone shows in a lane and they feel that they're alone, they're making moves over there. See top Puppey. It's pretty out of the area though.
How do you go for Sumail? BKB Ags with a tethered IO behind.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
It's so hard.
It's going to be such a difficult target. They have to prioritize. I say somehow have to find Seb, but it's been very difficult for them. And with the BKB, how does Nisha focus fire him? Because that was Nisha's job for the most part this game.
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible to kill Seb at the start unless they open up with some sort of stun lockdown.
Which they have. They've got that Ags
double shaking.
Yep. And he's got a Titan Sliver too, so even stronger with that base damage increase.
Let's see if they can delete first.
Oh, Puppey says hello.
He's just going to walk in on this. He's going to get hit by the Mind Breaker. He needs help, but he needs it now. Puppey, he'll give the Ice Blast over, but Seb's already put the BKB on. Off to the side he goes. They lose Notel on the side of OG as Secret able to get to the back of him. So they're going to be any chase. Both teams coming out with the buyback immediately. Will separate though. They back off. And just an awkward way really for Secret to start the fight. Puppey just heading up on the front lines.
I don't think he expected them to be there that soon. Just walk. I mean, I'm also surprised that he's the one that walked up so quick himself. As around the Roche pit, most important timing now for the next few minutes. About 35 seconds until that will spawn. We see OG sitting in the pit waiting.
Dire Snow fortified their structures. Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
There we go, Secret. Rather far out here. They will finish off the tower. Smail. He's going to try and jump straight onto Nisha. Nisha pops the BKB. Remnant off the side. Over go to Seb straight away. Everything thrown down onto the eye. They've taken him down. Snowball over from Saxon. Sam does come out for time. Smail's already popped the ult. Ready to go over for more. Chasing down Yapsor. He'll remove the Monkey King out of the fight. A double kill for Smail. Now something else to the side as he's on top of Matumba Man. Waveform out. Smail looks to Nisha, but now he's going to be frozen in position. Smail, he's trying to back out, but the cold feet kicks in. Smail will fall. Cut down by Nisha. With the setup there, Matsu comes in for the finishing blow. Secret, this time round, the execution, it's there. They find Seb, remove the Aya from the engagement, and suddenly everything becomes a lot harder for OG. Samael, he still wants to be able to charge in, but he hasn't quite got that same level of sustain that he had before.
And it was them just clear understanding. He used BKB earlier. They knew it was still on cooldown. If they just commit onto him immediately, that Io's dead. Mars used buyback earlier. No Mars, no Mars for 50.
Just look at this, Seb.
Look how quick they were on him.
Everything just onto this Io, deleted from the team fight.
And then Matu can do whatever the hell he wants inside the fight because now he's got that Hag Shaker. He can just come in and start one-shotting these heroes as now within Aegis in a very comfortable spot. Secret, as it's only a 1K lead, but I feel like it's going to start accelerating and building up very quickly for Secret. So OG has to be very careful how they take those fights when BKB are on cooldown.
Absolutely. It's just so much stun, so much AoE and control. It's not easy, even with the Enrage alone, for Samael to fight through.
It's just such an explosive amount of damage that's coming out. It's like anybody gets seen and they're just dead from these totems. As Matu's just hunting.
I mean, he's trying to go for Seb.
The headband midair. It's a cute little interaction. And of course, we do have the IO shard. That's also something that will be coming into play. These little mini stuns that are kind of come out onto our Morphling and our Shaker that OG does still have.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, with this,
Dire have
much more
structures.
comfortable position, Secret to look to make more aggressive plays, and an E-Blade now finished for Matu as well.
So much blast here. Jump up for no-tail, but at the same time, Nisha, they're onto Saxon. Seb will lead in. They're looking for Yapsor. Matu's helped to stand his ground for now. The Yapsor finally falls. Matu not able to finish off Seb. Self-E-Blade here as Matu looks to separate himself from the fight. OG, if they've got any further chase, Samael.
The BKBs are
trying to head in. Samael is going to be able to blink to dodge the initiation, but now the Ice Blast, the slam, they're holding Samael in position. Seb trying to come over to give him the backup, but now Zai turns his attention over towards Seb. He doesn't have the damage though, Zai, and Seb will be able to keep himself alive. Nisha's over to the backlines, has chased down No-Tail Matu. He's looking for Seb. Not enough mana to keep chasing onto the Aya, but meanwhile, Nisha and Puppey, they do get Samael as he's separated from the rest of his team.
There's too much that they have to deal with in the fight. They're trying to focus fire Matu, but then he jumps left. They're trying to focus fire Zai, and he jumps right. Then there's Anisha zipping around to the backlines, killing the supports with fire remnants. It's just so much elusiveness coming out from Secret, and OG does not have the same amount of control that comes out either. They don't have double shakers. They don't have chains and roots coming out anywhere. Much harder fights for them as we're seeing them progress.
And of course, Matu had the Aegis. He's still going to have it for another 3 minutes. Couldn't
Jonas
even
E.
get him
Castro like the
Definitely the concern starting to show with the sort of draft OG has now that the minutes are passing. 32 minutes in, 5K lead. OG, they've got to look for some phenomenal maneuvers to get Secret knocked back down.
They have the Hex on Thompson, so that'll at least allow them to hold one of those targets down and focus fire them. But yeah, as I was saying, it's just, there's so many things moving around. There's a Monkey King jumping, Amber Remnants. There's so much different chaos that Secret's causing in the fight. OG has to try to find a way to weather it. But not really seeing too many options as Morphling gets Aegis, he's got Ags. You've lost so much control on the side of OG. This is not the way that their draft wants to play.
Mid lane No-Tail. We'll find him a bit of a freebie by the looks of it. He does get the blast off, but now Nisha jumps in with the Remnant. No-Tail's going to fall. Over to the side, Zai and Yapsor controlling Saxon. Nisha's looking to jump over to help out as well. I'm ready to go back in with another Remnant. Seb will take the two of them out of there. though. Look at the Hex. Have they got the damage? Somehow. They've been onto him, but they haven't. They can't even finish him off the one. Still has that Aegis. Jump back over on Thompson. Thompson trying to run with the E-Blade combo. Comes in. Thompson blown up. Somehow Ponty Bray stays on top of the man, but that's only the once. He's going to be back for round 2, Matthew. Nisha jumps in. Control on his Seb. He can't get away.
Good lord. This lineup is ridiculous. Once it's timing. I mean, OG is doing some great grabs of trying to get these pickoffs, but there's just too much control. They're everywhere.
I mean, it's effectively sort of 3 fishes as well. This boundless strike also coming in from Yapzor. Just so many lines of stuns thrown straight through the heart of the team fight.
Matu.
Oh.
They get the grab on him.
Have they got enough damage? No, they haven't. In fact, Matu, he's going to look to turn. He wants to get aggressive. He's going to try and get in on them. He's got to be looked careful. Here's the backup being required. Zai jumps in. No tail to fall. They even look for some but a quick blink gets him away from the Fisher.
Nice attempt there from OG, but Secret still in the area. Somehow, even though they were just bottom, as we've seen them just flying all over the place on the map, always seem to have the numbers. 12K gold lead. It's quickly swung into their advantage.
And that was quite a confident line there, just straight up into their favor. 91% on the win probability right now for Secret.
There's just too much going on inside the fights. Too many things they have to focus on, while also trying to dodge AA blasts and keep the BKBs at a good timing so that they don't get clipped by it. It's not easy moving forward. And back into Shaker form. Back looking for the plays. Secret gonna continue looking for anything. Any type of battle that they can get now. And yeah, really catching their stride. Lincoln's now on Nisha too, so that Hex that we saw, likely to get countered just because of that.
It's going to be so hard to lock him down.
Yeah. And they've got, we did mention that Yapzor was going for a very greedy item build. He did finish it off in those last 2 fights.
Coming in for the side. Fisher out to Samel to start things off. Samel will be able to jump up for Nisha over to Thompson. They're on top of the Invoker. Thompson trying to run. Turns around with the combo. Ice Spice spin. Matu will not. Straight over to the Invoker. Matu takes out Thompson. Now to Samel. He needs help, but he needs it down. Seb coming in with the tether. Relocates. Seb will be able to take Samel out of this fight, but Notel's going to be left behind. As OG, they'll still lose 2.
All right, this might be the most entertaining lineup I've ever seen in Dota. Everyone's just jumping back and forth, and they're still going to lose Save out of it. 105 seconds.
That's a long time. This could be the window that Secret have been looking for to break the high ground.
Oh, they're feeling it. They're high-fiving. They're feeling that big confidence now after these last, 4 or 5 fights that they've just decimated OG in.
Thanks be to you.
And what can OG do here? 3 dead.
They have to watch. The IO is so crucial for their lineup. Likely to just lose at least 2 sets.
Dire's bottom barracks have fallen.
It's the bottom racks cleaned up. Secret straight over to the mid.
The damage from the totems as well.
I mean, they're diving in a bit onto Samel. They're tempted. Samel getting quite the poke under the tier 4.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
I mean, he's going to jump. They're going to try and get onto the Superman. Can they do? The Unpunch coming out, but Superman getting low. He's got the shift. He's going to live. Matu will stay alive. Ready to go back over towards Samel. Samel will bring down the ball flick, but he himself will lose his life for it. Buybacks coming out from OG. Same from Secret. Matu, he's had enough. He's ready to shut this one down as a second set of racks. I mean, they commit to kill them off. They do get him. I mean, it is in a position now. Matu dies again. The game might start to get a little bit interesting again.
They still have 30 seconds without the IO, though. They might just be able to commit for the racks.
Are they going to look to try to get
potential that they could? And again, it's too many things they have to deal with in the fights. Like you said there, they full commit for the Morphling, but he's not the only problem by any means.
So much.
Nisha 15, 3, and 20.
They're beating on Dire's top tower.
Yeah, they're also strong right now, Secret.
Creep starting the base, though. Those Forge Spirits in the mid lane.
And to push him out.
So that buyback, as you mentioned, might be a bit of a win condition here now for OG if they're able to find him. It's a very difficult one, but
it is.
He's got to be careful.
It is there.
Yeah. Matu's got to be more cautious with his positioning. Oh, look at that. A DD Ruin. Look at this nice damage on our Morphling. He hasn't even popped the DD yet, but nice little 1,300. Actually more, 1,500.
Yes.
I mean, also knowing that Roshan should be up rather soon again here, so something that is going to offset that risk of Matu using the buyback to get straight back in action.
And finding some big neutral items as well. Timeless Relic picked up on the side of Secret.
Oh my goodness, yeah, give it to these Shakers and the stuns.
Or the Or the Ember Spirit, I mean, I'm fine with that too.
True.
He's pretty good with
That's
it.
a lot of damage.
OG.
Sumail, he's found Puppey, he's trying to get in, we'll get pushed back. Saxa goes in the eye, throws him over the inside. Johnson with the slam, Sumail got the BKB off in time though. As he turns towards the Shaker, takes him out. Matu trying to find Notel, wait for him over to the side set. Bringing Sumail out to the side for now. We'll see the... He's staying on top of Sumail, there's the hit! Slams out Sumail. Sumail hits the deck out for 2 minutes on the Ursa.
Look at that damage. Over 1,800 damage on our Morphling.
That's a big number.
He just smacks Sumail, and now Seb returns as well to his death.
And now 3 dead, no buybacks on OG. Secret with the 4 of them up, they can look to run down mid.
Thompson, he showed himself for a second, but whoop, whoop. We'll slip away.
He's trying to create a distraction, sort of push them away from the base, but Secret, they are definitely going to have their eyes on the Megas, and maybe even more. They have buybacks available on Notel and Saxa, but 90 seconds no Sumail, a minute without Seb.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
There's the buyback, Notel. Can they buy any time for their 2 cores to get back up?
It's got to be so scary for Thompson.
Dire's top tower.
I mean, Saxa, he's going to get a jump in. They are able to get the spear up to the damage. Sunshine coming down, but he's in there with the random smack. He's got too much HP. They can't burst through it. Buyback comes out for Johnson, but Saxa will fall. Also, with his buyback, looking to try and hold with just the 2 of them. The Secret, the damage is being done. The top racks are gone. The Mega Creeps will be out, and the jump over to Saxa. As soon as he's back in, he's back out again. He's over to Thompson. Thompson goes down. Everybody dead on OG as Secret,
GG.
they'll close it up. GG is called, and Team Secret will take game 1 of this best of 3.
They went for the strong scaling lineup, but saying that does take a little bit of how much they're still able to fight in the early game. We see OG trying relentlessly to battle into them, but Secret still has good team fight with this double shaker even before those big levels come out for everybody. And Yapzor's greedy build does pay off with that Scotty later on, and OG, they try to run into it, but a couple too many deaths, especially on Thompson. He ends 4-11 trying to be that support kind of style invoker, but does end up hurting them versus this Secret draft.
Yeah, slowed down big time for him, and Sumail.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you very much, Brian. Yes, game 2 ready to roll here with OG and Secret. Fox, what are some of your initial reactions looking at these drafts? So we're seeing sort of a similar timing approach from both sides. Is it again OG trying to play fast and early, and Secret more than happy to take it late and scale on?
Feels a little bit different. I think OG's looking for more of a later scaling this time around, but that's not to say that Secret doesn't have a very strong scaling lineup either. I think it's very different state than we have seen from the last one, just a head-to-head kind of thing. Also, talking about the Enchantress, so there's an ET and a Monkey King in the offlane. That's kind of what Enchantress thrives versus playing against. You're able to dispel the Spirit buff, you're able to dispel Jingu in later stages. The overwhelming slow is also really nice. And even just heals. I've seen Puppey play this a lot of times, so where he just backs up and he acts as like healer and just this damage soaker for his carry. So I think that's the kind of thing that they're looking for. And I mean, this is the first time I've gotten to see the Hoodwink mid in a while, and also first time me and you, I think, for this tournament get a Tinker mid. So this is pretty interesting kind of matchups we have, because Hoodwink, he can hit, miss, well, miss is applied from the laser, so in the laning phase could probably see Thompson still just have a good time, but the burst potential of Tinker versus a squishy hero like Hoodwink sounds kind of scary in the mid game.
No, for sure. But yeah, Thompson's going to have to be careful, but he's going to be very nimble, running around the tree line and trying to trip Nisha up, maybe getting him caught in the bushwhack to start things off, finding those back lines.
They do have good, decent ways of scouting inside trees for sure. The ET Spirit, they've got Monkey King jumping in trees, they'll have a Scurry Hoodwink running around too. But we'll see if they will be able to find Nisha's. It does feel like he's going to have a pretty good timing. I've never seen this lane, but I do feel like Tinker probably comes out slightly ahead because of base damage. Just a miss of Rocket, though, Nisha. Lost vision of Thompson, wasted some mana. And bottom, I'm curious to see how this is going to end up going. Like, how is Noto going to be able to do versus a Wind Ranger? Because historically, we've seen these Legion Commander 5s be able to trade with anybody, but Wind Ranger doesn't care.
And well, Yapzor, we're going to able to find that courier there of Notail. Nice bit of gold here to start things off, throwing out the tip as well.
Let's see how Sumail's able to last hit down here, too, because Clinks, as always, we know Searing Arrows helps you get these last hits. Denies are going to be more problematic, but look at the base damage differential. Magnus has 66 base damage. Clinks has 45, so still tough for that Clinks to find some of these last hits at times. First few waves, though, OG seems to be very happy.
Oh, that mid lane, you're right. Thompson's playing a little low on the HP, but getting in and trading CS nicely, and the ball should be out very shortly for him in that mid lane. Now we're seeing up top Seb, 7 for 3 against the 5 for 1, able to play quite nicely against Matu, but as you mentioned, you know, hard for the two of them to get aggressive once Puppey's around to dispel the buffs.
I think it's the first Enchantress I've gotten to see too, myself. I know he's been picked a couple of times now because of these big buff ups and just wanting to be that anti-carry. But it used to be a very early picked on hero, like just first 2 picked for a lot of strategies, just because of the early timing that you can do and just all the fun stuff you can do with enchants as well too, which we'll have to get to later on, of course, once Tinker starts to get more, once Tinker gets levels and he can actually teleport to the creep that the Enchantress is gonna have and join fights easier. That'll be definitely something we have to watch.
Thompson. Okay, it's got the bottle right now. Coming in the courier. Yeah, Nisha's stepping up, but indeed Thompson. Very, very low. Big zap to keep him away from the wave, but
he's starting to struggle a bit in the lane, but I mean, Nisha's not really doing incredible either. Both of them are just messing with each other so much. And the Clink Sumail, he's actually done an excellent job in last hits. Hasn't really gotten denied too much versus the Magnus. Only 4 on Zai at the moment.
The Monkey King's crap.
Oh, and another courier here for Yapzor. He's having a nice time taking those away from OG's safe lane.
Is he going to be able to, I mean, if he's able to find another one too, that'd be pretty huge, as No-Tails just did come in, and they really need those couriers.
Yeah, they've got to be a bit more careful.
Yeah, too much gold being given up. No-Tail will get a nice pull off though.
Well, Saxa. He's going to get the stomp off, but Puppey able to keep off to the side. The bounce strike pull off the back. Matu tries to turbo. Sep's got the damage, gets the kill. Will die in return. Puppey able to finish him off with the impetus. Get the trade up top.
That level 2 Jingu. I don't think they expected it to do that much bonus damage, but did decide to put the secondary point in it there on Sep. He had, what, 9 stacks of Fury swipes, I believe, on him, too.
Yeah, those last few hits took his HP off completely.
1 hit back and forth between each other, and it would have just... One more Ursa hit and would have been a kill on the Monkey King before that, but...
Smart money.
Seb able to hold the wave, too, so he's pretty much missed out nothing after that death. He's going to have 2 range creeps pushing in. Fortunate for him. Enjoying Seb, No-Tail and Yapzor just running at each other. Very kind of awkward supports. And we will see No-Tail start to block Ancients, as we do expect, of course, these Ancient stacks to come out for the Tinker at some point. He'll probably do that smoke trick that we've seen popularized, where you smoke around Ancients and you just keep lasering them with your rearm.
See the mid CS right now. It's getting harder and harder for Thompson. Yep. 11 for 4 against the 17 for 10. This lane, it's not going to get any easier for the Hoodwink.
Damage is really starting to build up there, because your starting HP on the Hoodwink is actually pretty decent. I believe you're one of the higher strength agility heroes, but you only have 2 strength gain.
He's going to get turned up on him, Matu. He's a little cautious, though. Knows that he can't commit completely onto Seb. Seb always holding onto that boundless for potential turnarounds. It's really is a lane, this 2 versus 2, where both teams have to really read how much potential there's going to be from each core to just get the hits in on a hero and take them down. They've got to be careful.
Puppey does have the Satyr creep though, so it's really starting to push quite a lot of aggression onto OG. Seb even trying to go onto Puppey here, but he is eating a lot of damage.
Yeah, Matu.
Ooh, that was close.
Oh.
What?
Seb? Who cut it? What happened to his tree?
I actually was asking me, I think he cut it.
No, his Quelling Blade wasn't on cooldown.
I have no idea. The tree
just said nope and left. apparently.
I was checking everybody.
I'm sure
too.
we're missing something, but...
I don't... All right. Mid lane, Thompson does buy a range drop so he can start tanking versus this insane burst damage. Also, a Wind Ranger comes into power shot at mid. He'll survive, but we're definitely seeing him fall heavily behind that Tinker there. I have no idea what happened to the trio. I checked multiple. I checked all the tangos.
I was gonna say the tangos.
I don't know. Thompson going checking the rune. He's got stocks up, but there's more backup for Secret.
Oh, he's looking pretty dead here, Saxa. Oh, maybe with the stick charges. Oh, nice little 360 and a turnaround here. Saxa, he's still on the run. Yapso will get it. See if Seb can get the trade in. Malin strike comes crashing down. Wim runs up in a second. The Yapso, he's going to be able to run. He's out. Nothing else for OG to throw out his way. As Yapso gets in, bounty ring picked up, and he gets away.
Lane's starting to get pretty disastrous too. Only the Clinks is now starting to have a good time. 2K lead. Thompson is 1,000 gold behind the Tinker already at this point, and Tinker overall does farm quite a lot faster, especially with that new lasering onto those ancient shirts blocked, as we mentioned. But see what he's going to be able to do on this unorthodox mid hero as the Hoodwink.
See what the next bit. The focus is going to be. I mean, when you look at these two teams now, who's the most active right now? Who's having the easier time looking for the pickoffs?
At the moment, still, I would say probably OG if they can set up with the Hoodwink running around. But yeah, Secret's gonna just be sitting back waiting, sitting back farming. If they start to make the aggressive move on OG, the Tinker can move around easier. He can just show up at the tower with that counter gank a lot easier.
Oh, they get the shackle in. But a stop to the stomp here from Saxa, and the two of them got the damage though. Saxa is trying to run. Oh, just enough for the stick charges. Will stay alive. But again, being bullied away from this top lane completely by the two of them.
Anisha is 750 from Blink Dagger.
And he's going to try. He's going to commit the RP for this. Has he got enough damage though, Zai? One more hit. He's looking for no-tail, no-tail. He's got a little bit of favorable movement. He shockwaves back up though, Zai. Just enough to take him down there with that level 1 shockwave.
Well worth it. Such an under-leveled support, an easy kill as Sumail has been pushed all the way to jungle. To finish up. Oh, the illusion!
Oh, Thompson!
He is so...
Well, he was living on the edge right there, I'll tell you that.
He's so squishy.
Yeah.
That was the two supports and like a rocket that nearly ends up cleaning him up. Yeah, he has to be much more careful. Thankful for him, he had that illusion, but...
That was a close one.
No-tail also, since he did die, he's going to be able to fill up that bottle again too, but yeah, really seeing the fragility of the Hoodwink versus all this big burst damage that Secret does have.
Yeah, if they get eyes on him, taking nearly his entire HP out at the start of any sort of fight, Thompson's going to have to be the one to get the jump on them.
For most of the game, or for most of this early game, unless he buys some HP items, a laser, a rocket, and a power shot is pretty much going to kill him. So he's picked up the treads. We've seen that from Thompson before in the past, mostly in his pub game because he's mostly played that Hoodwink in the pubs. But this is usually what he goes for, so treads is so valuable. But 3K gold lead already for Secret.
Yeah, this is pretty huge.
Is trying to sneak into the Roche. He messed up. He actually did not get the hop over. And there was a Radiant scan that did catch Secret walking in here.
Okay, so Seb in the neighborhood.
But look at that's scary when two heroes can just walk into pit. A Medallion, Enchantress plus an Ursa will easily sneak that one. Yeah. So now OG's just got to keep a hero in the area the entire time now, just in case.
They cannot let Secret take this away from them as early as they can here with this Ursa.
And already a blink now on Nisha. Magnus free farming as well bottom. A very good start for Secret. With a lineup that scales quite heavily with that empowered Ursa as well.
And maxed out, of course, here by Zai.
Yep. And still finding kill. And still looking to be aggressive.
I mean, he is. Zai showing his dominance down here, and again, the attention is split around. OG, they still sort of have 4 around this area top, but this time around, Secret's getting a bit more time in the pit.
Sumail is getting space to farm a quad ancient stack, which he does need.
They're going to try and get in it. I'll drop the ult, but Secret, they'll step outside, and now Nisha's in the neighborhood as well. Roshan under half HP. Secret, they really want to get in and finish this. Zai's also turned up. Secret turning him in full force to try and get this Roshan finished off. OG, what can they do about this?
Sumail is not healthy. He's 200 HP. He can't get in the area.
I mean, Zai, it's just a distraction. Actually, it's a beautiful RP onto the two. The laser from Nisha. 2 down. Seb also to fall, and Zai takes him out. Three dead on OG. Secret, they get the space, they get the kills, they get the Roost, they get the Aegis.
I couldn't ask for a more picture-perfect RP there with the laser, hitting all three heroes, too, from the splash. That's a lot of damage.
Here. Saxa, he's trying to hide in the trees. Nisha's hunting. He has the rockets in. And with the chase rune, he's going to be able to close in and pick up another one. Nisha with the chase down. 10 minutes in, we're already at a 5k advantage for Secret.
And their mid tower is already getting pressure too. Puppey's defending top tower versus the Sumail Clinks and already looking to make more rotations. Nisha does head toward top. He's looking for Sumail a little bit, perhaps. I mean, it just goes to neutrals.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot on Sumail's shoulders this game. He is top net worth right now. He has got to carry this so hard for OG after a struggling early game.
And it is not going to be, does not look like the easiest one for him either, with so many heroes that can just collapse on top of him with such an early blink dagger on Tinker. Clinks, sure, your HP pool gets better and better as you do get the death pact levels, but early on, even with level 1 death pact, 1390 HP, like he's killable.
Just a little bit of a tease onto Zebit, nothing else to come his way. And OG, they're going to try and hit with a smoke.
They need to get something going their way. They've got the level 6 on the ET, so they've got Splitter online. They've got the level 8 on Hoodwink. They've also got Duel. So let's see what they can find, because it's into this Aegis of Secret.
Seb is going to try and start things, but Matu will punch back into him. Zaxic getting the spirit out. Not even quite able to get the Jingu up here. Matu's got the speed to stay out of the range of Seb.
RP's back up in 20 as well.
This is not going to be an easy tower to hold for OG.
They do get the
are going to try. Opening onto Zai, but Zai is tanky as the Magnus. The Shackle, it'll connect. As OG, they've got no tail in trouble. They drag back, taking out Seb, put the wing with the boundless strike. He misses. Zai's able to retreat. Matu just closes in onto the Monkey King, chasing down Seb. Seb will get away. Zai still alive. The Splitter from Saxa does finish him, but it costs Saxa his life. And Secret, they're ready to dive in behind the tower here. Thompson and Sumail, they've got to hide the dust. It catches Sumail. Sumail will stay hidden in the trees.
He can't show his face.
And he just came down in no TP to get out of this area of the map, Sumail. He is stuck down here, so for all his farm that he's had, it will slow down a little bit.
OG bringing all 5 heroes and still only getting a small kill onto the Magnus and still gonna lose the tower there. And now for the next play, Magnus, he's got RP up. He's about to have Blink Dagger too. So Secret, they're gonna look to hit right back.
Absolutely. And it's just been such a slow game here for Seb and Thompson. I mean, Puppey is just about 300 gold away from overtaking the farmer, Thompson.
Oh boy, yeah, that is a huge concern. Nisha's also halfway to Aghanim's already too, so that burst damage that we're talking about increases even more in potential. That HP reduction that will be coming out. This is problematic. They need to find a way to stabilize the game, but it's not easy because of how much of a lead Secret got off of the laning phase, getting Aegis too. They're just hitting towers.
Radiant structures have been snow fortified.
We'll be able to eat the creep. Stop that push. But everybody on Secret's farming, especially Puppey, of course, as he pretty much has Solar Crest done too. So now Matu, he's got steroids on his team. He's got the Empower, he's got this Solar Crest too. Clinks has a steroid, but it's going to be coming from like press the attack, which isn't really traditionally the greatest for him because he wants more about that raw damage rather than attack speed, since most of his is going to be coming from the barrage. At least he has the ET Aura that will be coming out for him later, but they have good heroes versus ET Aura.
He's looking pretty dead up here. Same time as well, they find Saxa around the mid.
They're running away with this game.
They are rolling over OG right now.
Another one too, Seb.
Oh
my goodness, that was close.
That was very, very
There's
close.
Another
He's going to get him. He's going to get him. Another one here for the Timberman.
And they're starting to invade Triangle as well already because they took that mid tower.
They're taking so much.
The place where Clinks needs in the game is now denied from him. As Zai will be able to farm that one up and setting up for another tower. 40 seconds still left on this Aegis. Just feels like OG can't do anything right now.
Radiant's top tower.
And they just need time for the Clinks, but even when he gets time, is he going to be able to survive this onslaught? These heroes that all get on his face.
I mean, what is the recovery plan for OG? Is he going to get to the point where they just have to sort of continue to make space for Sumail, look for the high ground hold? I mean, is there any item that any of them are close towards that could set them up to make a play out on the map into Secret?
Not particularly, because this time around they didn't pick, they don't have that traditional initiator from the offlane. Their initiator is going to be coming from nothing really, right? It's going to be the Monkey King hiding inside the tree lines, perhaps getting a Wukong.
And he's struggling to hide it. He's being found every time. Seb again in the mid. That's got him. catch from Zai. They'll try for the duel there. That's going to be a +10 to Puppey. Puppey walking away here with that bonus damage.
I think they're just going to have to wait for Secret to play over-aggressive and just hope for some type of stomp from Soxa with a splitter, because right now they have no real plays that they can make versus Secret. Secret has full control of the map, triple blink daggers on the cores, so they're much more mobile. It's really limited right now for OG what they can do and what they can find. And they're under vision constantly. Secret's not slowing down, and they're still keeping up that farm pace. Sumail still has yet to die.
He is. He's holding on here for the squad.
But is he going to be able to do anything when he does join the fights versus the bruisers that get on him?
As I say, if he's able to carry this is going to be carrying a game on extremely hard mode right now with the lead that Secret has against OG.
It's not easy versus Ursa either, because he just has a built-in enrage that can just tank up versus all the big burst damage that a hero like Klinks has.
Zai,
ready to hunt.
Ready.
Just thinking about it.
Oh, Thompson's going to be found. Here's quick with the bushwhack. Jump forward from Matthews. Finds Notel. Shackles in. Thompson to fall.
And that's the mid. That's the mid hoodwink who dies just like a support. All of Secret in the area again.
Puppey with the wraparound as well. OG, they're playing around this tower. Can they actually get something going here?
They gotta be careful.
They're sort of looking to try and fight this, but it's going to be so hard. Notel. Shackled up to Matu. He's going to move over towards Seth. Seth gets the Wukong's commando. Oh, Zai. He's caught the two of them. Seth goes down. Sumail falls as well. Saxa surrounded by Secret. And everybody dead on OG. 19-2 here. We're just 17 minutes in, but Secret, they're completely running away with this game.
And there's just not much of anything that OG can do. Even around their tier 2, they lose everybody like one by one. They lose the hoodwink, then they lose the Monkey King, then they lose it's too much for them. Secret with all these blink daggers after such lead. Hey, it's 19-2.
Oh,
and look at Thompson again.
Thompson, he's on the run. Now we'll live this time, but only just. As Secret, no reason to stop. They can keep running at them. They are so far ahead right now.
And OG's still trying to stack up Ancients, trying to still get Sumail all this gold, but gold for what? What's it going to build into that's going to be able to bring him to be able to fight at this massive disadvantage? It just really doesn't feel like there's any hope.
Healing power.
Nisha Ags onward to the next item for him too. Notel trying to perhaps find a wrap around Nisha, but
Nisha.
He's safe.
Very close though. Quickly with the blink. Saxa. Also having to be cautious. Seb, he has got his Deso done. So they will have a little bit of damage. Obviously not really going to be saving him from dying though. It needs that BKB really before the next fight.
Might be able to. Ooh, Nisha, he seems to be aware.
Yeah, Nisha's playing very careful. Quick blinks here, but another blink out as well, Nisha. They can't catch him as much and as hard as they try.
And everyone on Secret now connecting.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
And look at the tower here. The question is if OG get out in time. Secret not turning up, but turn the eyes on Matuma Man. See if we can get the setup though. And we'll get the grab back with a stun. Quick jump off to the side.
Nice play by Yapsor. He's using, I've seen that twice now. Power shots the tree from that acorn shot so that the stun just immediately gets removed. And then they smoke. Roche, it's a long respawn, but Secret, they know their power.
Yeah.
They're looking to claim back that triangle.
They don't need the Aegis to fight. Saxa. He's going to be the first one to be jumped. Matu's in. Saxa's gone Zai over to the side. He's got the Yule set up, the skewer back onto Notail. Ripped away from the rest of his team.
It's so hard to play versus these three blink daggers when they're at this disadvantage. They just can't even distance themselves from the heroes. Secret, it's just easy for them at this point. 2-21. Kansu checking the Roche pit. As we said, it's a long respawn, so maybe a bit fortunate for OG that it is that long respawn, but Zai, he's still just hunting. OG trapped behind their tier 2s.
Still, it's just what the one death on Sumail. Level 14 is keeping on track sort of with the XP of Secret's heroes. The problem is it is all three of Secret's cores, of course, 15 on Nisha, Zai and Matu.
Don't forget about the core Puppey as well.
Yeah, he's stepping it up.
trickling up.
206. Puppey's having a great time.
No. They're giving him the tome as well. They're just trying to pump him up with everything at this point. They know that he is the only win condition for the team.
On the hunt for Matu. He is on his own.
Stop clips, gets the enrage.
And Notel's got the tools to lock him down.
It's a short one though.
Splitter's going to be there to follow up. Have they got enough damage to take out Matu? He's going to look to run, but they got him. An important kill here for OG as they are able to take something away from Secret momentarily.
Big kill though, Tops as well. Thompson gets the last hit, and it is when Roshan respawns. OG, they can't go for him themselves, but perhaps they can catch something here in the next 30 seconds. Well, Ursa is dead. Immediately though, Secret already addressing the lanes. Nisha hard pushing bottom. Rest of his team all set up mid to power shot and shockwave to ensure nobody gets caught. And we do have 20-minute timings coming in, so that is also something we do have to factor in when there is always a Legion Commander support. This is his timing. You get that shard, be able to get these big press the attack buffs onto your cores. But still a massive uphill battle for OG.
A long way to go to try and climb back against how much of a hold Secret's had on this game so far. Top lane. Zai, he's got his eyes on Seb, straight back into the claws of Matumba Man.
These sprites are really out.
Mid lane, OG trying to have a bit of a poke onto Puppey, but Puppey,
he's tanky.
not just out of range of the barrage there. Sumail, not quite able to clip him.
And into Rosh after that kill. Monkey King probably the most important hero for that Roshan. Even though they have ET, he's a bit under leveled. The Monkey King is everything, and they're gonna smoke too.
Yeah, they are.
RP
Secret
at the ready.
They're gonna look to.
And Seb's gonna be forced to buy, so that will make Secret hesitate a little bit here about full committing.
They really don't want to let Secret get away with another rush. But it's still so hard for them to take a team fight. Zai. Oh, he misses the skewer
though.
Skewer whiffed, RP down. A little bit of fortune going the way of OG.
And we cheer for some ancient stacks being cleared up.
That's a lot of money.
And they're gonna smoke themselves, continue scouting the area.
No RP, can they do anything with this OG? Walking into the pit themselves, but they really want to try and get a kill before they go for it.
Their lineup doesn't do the rush nearly as fast.
It's risky.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to attempt it.
Though. Let's see.
That Deso on 70 could be the difference maker, but no, they're not going to get the chance to.
It's too scary. Oh, and the push.
Smell is trying to get out with the shackle. They've got the center one of the two of them. Yapsop finds the angle. Ruka's command does come out. Skewer off the side. Has become in the duel. Smell, can he get out? He can't. But Toleman takes him down. They've got the drag back onto Notel. 2 dead on OG. Secret still with a full squad alive here. As OG Saxon Thompson so low. Saxon dying outside of the pit as well. Thompson on the run, but blinks in. Shockwave finishes him off.
They have full vision there for a second because Nisha blinks into high ground and just rockets and rockets and rockets. 3,600 damage from the Tinker. They tried to go for a bold attempt of even walking into the pit there, but Secret's just at the ready. Even without RP, they're way stronger.
Absolutely.
326, and now Rosh easily secured.
It's all theirs. As continued early timings, just 24 minutes in. Secret getting so huge right now. Matu.
Already a Scotty finished up on him. Our Tinker here for Nisha has a Blink and a Shiva's. It's just getting more and more difficult, it feels.
Oh, he's going to feel the wrath of Zai here. Zai, another catch for Zai's Magnus.
And a dieback. 70 seconds, no Seb.
Oh boy, I'm going to struggle to hold here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
See how good, how good is the high ground for OG? How easily can they push back Secret?
They can push in pretty easy here. Without that Monkey King, not the greatest spam coming out from the side of OG. They've got the ET, so he's always pretty decent to get that stop and stuff. But with the triple blinks, they have to be careful.
This is a huge risk from Sumail. He will be saved by Notel, but Notel, he's going to lose his own friend. Gets some damage with the barrage. He's at the end. Sumail down for the high ground. They have the vision. They see him up there. Sumail's out for 50. No buyback available on him. As OG, they sort of just throw bodies at Secret in an attempt to stop the push. It's not going to work. 3 heroes, 4 heroes dying. In fact, Notel having to buy back. Secret, they're not going anywhere. Nisha, he's in. Thompson, he's been found, but Notel trying to save him here with the press the attack. But they've got they catch. Thompson's gone.
Tower shouldn't have to take this
There's
abuse.
just way too much damage and way too much of a lead. 20k gold lead. Nice overwhelming odds will slow them down a bit, but here comes Nisha to bottle up his teammates, to barrier them up as well with the defense matrix.
We're seeing the jump.
The Gale
Secret,
Force.
they're ready to dive in. Saxa caught in the claws of Matuma. Seb also to fall. Buyback comes out straight away from Thompson and Saxa. Now get the control onto Matuma. Do they have the burst? No, just right over the side. In with the RP. Stops Thompson and Notel before they can get in on top of Matu. Matu's away. Nisha's out and they're ready to return back in. Nisha back with that gun. Just get caught up by the duel. Somehow has got the damage. He's taken out Puppey. Down with Nisha for the shackle shot. Yapsor again. Beautiful angle. Locks the two of them down. Everybody's dead on OG. It's 4 to 37. Just 26 minutes in.
How many shackle shots have we seen like that? Like, Nisha this time was dropping pretty low finally, but another shackle shot comes in, and yeah, Secret all just covering each other perfectly this game.
My face.
They really are. They're looking completely unstoppable here. This is the sort of performance so far from Secret that you know that Puppey's always been hunting for here to pull off flawlessly at TI. And here, game 2 of this upper bracket series against OG. It's looking pretty darn good. Seb caught out yet again.
26k onto the next one. OG just still sticking it, and even though the game is very much so over at this point.
It's probably hitting the 100% on the win probability, I would imagine.
We are at it.
We've been there for a few minutes indeed.
It's only 27 minutes in, and we have 27,000 gold lead.
That's insane. Oh, die!
Another one.
Oh, no,
And the
it's
Gale
shot
Force
too,
as
but it doesn't
well.
matter. The burst taking out Saxa. There we have the second set of Rector, still a tier 2 up top. So the game may go on a little longer. But what can OG do? I don't know. If there is anything to be done here. Notel, another shackle. He's been caught. Seb tries to jump. Immediately taken out by Matu. They can't even get back to the fountain. GG is called. Secret looking utterly terrifying in this game 2. As with that, they secure themselves the series 2-0 against OG. They will be moving up in the upper bracket, and OG, they'll have to climb through the lower.
What a performance too, like every single player from Secret just hitting the nail on the head. Yep.